Hey guys, welcome back to this SQL tutorial series. In this session, we'll learn how to create a table in SQL. So we'll be creating an employee table which would comprise of employee ID, employee name, the employee's salary, age and gender, and the department in which the employee works. So let's have a look at the steps to create a table in SQL. So first, we'd have to start off by giving a name to the table. After naming the table, we'd have to define the columns which would be a part of our table. And finally, we'd have to assign a data type to each of the column which we have defined. Now let's have a look at the create table syntax. So first we'd have to specify the two keywords which are create table, and then we'll give a space and then give a name to the table. And inside the parenthesis, we will define all of our columns and assign them their respective data types. Now finally, if you want to give a primary key constraint, we can do it over here. So we will give in the keywords primary key and then given the name of the column which would be a primary key. So as we have already learned in a previous session, a primary key basically helps us to uniquely identify all of the records in our table. And guys, also keep this in mind. A table cannot have more than one primary key. So now that we've understood the syntax of create table command, let's go to MS SQL Server and create our employee table. Right, so this is MS SQL Server. So I'll start with the command. I will give in the keywords create table, then I will give in the name of the table which would be employee, and inside the parenthesis I will give all of the columns. So the first column would be employee ID, so I will type EID, which is the name of the first column, and this is of type integer. Now after this I will also put in the not null constraint. So this not null constraint means that all of the cells in this column should definitely have a value. And then I will give in the second column. So the second column is employee name. So E name, and this is of type VARCHAR. So VARCHAR stands for variable length character, and the maximum length would be 20. Then I'll give in the third column. So the third column would be employee salary. So I will name the column to be E salary, and this would be of type integer again. After this, we have the employee's age. So the column name would be EH, and this is of type integer 2. Then we have the employee's gender. So I will name the column to be E gender, and this would be of type varchar. So this is of variable length character, and the maximum length is 20. And then we will give in the final column. So the final column would be the department in which the employee works. So let me name it to be EDEPT. And this would be of type varchar 2 and a maximum length of 20. Now after this, I can set in the primary key. So I want this employee ID column to be the primary key. I will type primary key, and inside the parenthesis, I will give in EID. Right. Now I will put in semicolon over here to indicate that this is the end of the syntax. Now I will select all of this and click on execute. Right, so we have successfully created the employee table. So guys, this is how we can create a table in SQL. In the next session, we'll learn how to insert records into our table. So thanks for attending this session. Let's meet in the next class.